Hi friends, welcome to yet another session under Programming Made Easy. This is your own Santosh Avalamurthy. Today we are going to see a very important topic, that is the debugging techniques. For me, debugging is one of the primary and important skill for any software programmer. And a person who doesn't know the debugging, he cannot become a successful programmer. So this is a very important and interesting topic. Please listen to it carefully and practice it, because this is going to help you a lot in your programming career. Now, what is debugging? So debugging is the process of finding and resolving bugs. Now, what is a bug or a defect? For people who don't know this word, a bug or defect means it indicates that the software program is not working the way it intends to work. For example, if I have a program which returns sum of two numbers, and if my input is 2 and 2, my output has to be 4, not 3, not 5. Now, if it is giving anything other than 4, it is a bug or defect in your software program. And this bug has to be fixed for the program to work correctly. Now, what is a debugging process? What are the steps involved in debugging process? So one, you find the issue or reported issue. Means when you are testing the application, you may found an issue, or the issue may be reported by your testing team or by your customer. So once you get the issue, simplify your inputs, identify what could be the problem in that particular defect, then do the debugging and fix the issue. It is very sad to see that people are not having sufficient debugging skills. When I take any interview, I will be looking at the debugging skills of a person, because I know it is very important. Many of the students or many of the freshers or even the people with 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 years experience, they find it hard to answer any debugging related questions. So I hope this video will definitely help such people to understand the importance of debugging. I cannot insist on the import. I cannot think of a programmer, successful programmer, who is lacking debugging skills. Now, what are the debugging techniques we are going to see in this video? One is trace statements, then breakpoints, watch variables, and call stack. Okay. Now, what is a trace? A trace is used to print the statements. Okay, it is nothing but simple printf statements, or it is nothing but your system.out.println statements, where you print the statements or the values of variables in the output window. It is a very preliminary way of debugging. So the many of the people, for them the debugging is nothing but putting the print statements, right? But with print statements, it's really hard to debug, and it is very difficult to go through a lengthy log file to understand what is happening. But sometimes they're definitely valuable when you don't have access to your program at the client place. But when you are debugging, it is it gives you a preliminary help. And again, this is sometimes a very important tool, and this works specifically in VC++. MFC, the trace statements work only in debug version. Now, what is debug version? If you see Visual Studio, there are two ways of build versions. One is a debug, one is a release version. So debug version will have the additional information required to debug the program. It supports the debugging of the program. Release version doesn't have much of the support for the debugging, and the release version is the one which you have to release to your end customer, not the debug version. Please keep this in mind. It's a very, very important question that comes in your interview. Okay, so debug version, because it has additional debugging support, the size of the debug application or DLL is more compared to a release version. Okay, so I'll make a separate video on the differences between debug version and release version. For now, you understand the trace statements works only in the debug version. Next, breakpoint. So this is the most commonly used and most useful debugging technique. So as the name suggests, so what does a breakpoint do? So breakpoint, when you put a breakpoint in your program, your execution stops at the place of breakpoint, and then you can use the other features of the debugging tool such as step over, step into, and step out options to analyze your statements and check the values of your variables. Also, it is possible to activate the breakpoint based on a condition. Now, this is very, very important. Assume you have a loop which runs for 1,000 times, right? You cannot debug the loop every time. It takes a lot of time. So you know that the issue is coming once your loop crosses 500. Okay, then you can put a condition for your breakpoint that the breakpoint should be activated when your loop variable becomes 500. So it saves a lot of time for you when doing the debugging. This is very important. The condition, you can put the condition to reduce your time for the debugging. Very important, so keep it in mind. Next is watch variables. So watch variables are very useful, and it helps you to choose the variables of interest and check their values. Okay, now it is very useful to filter the values of interest to make debugging simpler and effective. So if your program is huge, you will have lot of variables in your program, and you cannot watch each and every variable. You know, these are some of the variables which I need to check to fix a particular issue. Then you can choose those variables and put it in a watch window so that you can check the values of those variables, and whenever there is a change, you will be able to see that in the watch window. Next is a call stack. So what does a call stack will do? So call stack helps to view the function or procedure calls that are currently on the stack. And the call stack window shows the order in which the methods and functions are getting called. Okay, so this is a very good way to examine and understand the execution flow of an application. So now when you are debugging, so you want to see what is the order in which the function called and which function is calling your current function. So in many cases, a particular function might have called from several other functions, and you want to know which function is calling your function at that point of time. That's when the call stack helps us to do that. Okay. Now, we will see practically how all these debugging techniques works. So what all we saw? We saw the breakpoints, we saw the trace, then we saw the call stack, and we saw the watch variables. Now I will show you practically how to debug a program in Visual Studio. So we will be debugging an MFC application. Okay. So this is the Visual Studio 2013. I have already written a simple program to do the debugging. So first, it's a simple dialog based application. So all the debugging facilities will be available under the debug menu. Now I'll just show you the program without any debugging. So it doesn't do anything. I just put a simple loop. Okay. So first your program will be built and then it will execute. It's a simple dialog based application. There's nothing much is there. Click OK. Now, how do you know your application is in debug mode or release mode? That is present here. You can see here currently it is in debug mode and you have a release mode. So now we are in debug mode where we'll be debugging this particular point. So you can all see that these are the breakpoints, what you are seeing in the red circle. And this is my trace statement. As I told, trace statements works only in the debug mode. So on OK button, I've just put a loop. So in this, there is a loop. And here I'm calling, I've written a simple add function, which adds two input variables and returns the sum. And I'm printing the value of this total. Total is nothing but the total, which initially initialized to 0. It is total plus add function is called passing this total value and the value of I. And here I'm formatting the string and then I'm printing the output using my trace statement. Now we will see each of the things we discussed in this particular program. So in order to do the debugging, you have to click start with debugging. And one thing I want to tell here, whatever the concepts we saw, it is not just specific to Visual Studio, except the trace statement, which is specifically for VC++ MFC. These techniques can be used pretty much in any of the programming language, and most of the IDEs, the development environment, support all these debugging options. So don't think it is just specific to VC++ MFC. Similar features are available in your Eclipse. Similar features are available in Visual Code. Similar features are available in any of the popular integrated development studios. Now, in order to debug, you can click Start Debugging or you can press on F5. So click on that. So the application opens. Now I've written this particular piece of code on click of OK. So let me click on OK. So now your program has stopped here. You can see this is the debug point what I have put. So the program has stopped here. Now I can see the values of these particular variables. So in order to move to the next statement, what you need to do is you have to use F10. So you can see here, step over F10, step into. If you want to debug a particular function which it is calling, you can use F11, and to come out of the function you can use shift F11 or this particular step out. Now let us see the debugging of this particular program. I'm going to put F10. So here is the watch variable which I have already added. So you can add any of the variables you want. If you don't want any of the variable, you can just delete it. Now I want to observe the values of total. So you can just right click on the variable and say add watch. So the variable gets added to your watch window. So let me click on that. So now you can see the value of total got changed to 0. So because total is assigned. Now let us loop through the variable loop. Okay. So total. So here also I put a breakpoint. Now I will remove this particular breakpoint. So F10, I'm going to do. So you can see that as and when I'm looping, the value of total is reflected here. F10, now second loop, total, now it became 1. So as and when the value changes, you can see that it is shown in my watch window. Okay, now the second option, so this is about the breakpoint. So once you put a breakpoint, what will happen? Your program stops and then you can execute your program uh, statements one after the other. Now, second is trace statement. Now, where this will be used? These trace statements are displayed in our output window. So you can see here. So this is the text I'm printing here. Now integer and the value of total. So integer 0 came, integer 1. Now once the trace statement executed, now that value comes here, integer 4. So these trace statements are helpful where you can print the statements and see the particular, or you want to put which function is getting called, or the value of some variable, or we want to put a simple comment to identify what is happening, we can use these trace statements. And these trace statements are displayed only in the debug mode. Okay, so that is, you can see that this is getting added. Now I want to check what is happening in this add function. I want to step into this function and see what is happening. To do that, you can right click and you can click on step into this particular function, add function. Then it will go here and you can see what it is doing. So now it is returning the value of A and value of B. So A is 11, currently B is 4, then click, so it comes again. So step into is used whenever you want to see what is happening inside a function. F10. So let us just complete the loop. Okay. Now if you don't want to continue with debugging and you want to come out, you can just put F5 again. So just remove the breakpoint. You can use F9 to add or remove the breakpoint. I'll do F5. So my program execution stops. So you can see all the trace statements are mentioned here. Now we will see how to go to activate a breakpoint when a particular condition matches. Now this loop is there for 10 times. So I don't want to debug 10 times because I know the problem starts only when my count is 5 and more. So I want to activate this particular breakpoint when I becomes 5, okay, or I greater than 5. To do that, right click on the breakpoint, click on condition, and my condition is I greater than 5. So this is the condition I'm going to put. So I want my breakpoint to be activated when I is more than 5. So let us see the debugging and we will see what will happen. So again, I will click on F5. I'll say OK. Now you see the breakpoint has come, but you see the value of I. I is 6. That means it skipped the previous loop and it has activated the breakpoint when I became 6 because we gave the condition as I greater than 5. Now I will be able to loop the complete program when I is greater than 5. Okay. Now let us see the call stack. So here, if you see call stack, so here it will show what is the program, what is the order in which your program is getting called. So now I'll put my breakpoint here and I want to see which program is calling my add function. I'll press F5. Now the program has come here. So you can see here, this add function is called by on button click OK function. Suppose you think of a condition where you have a particular piece of function which is being called by many functions in your program. So in order to do the debugging, maybe one of the function which is passing the parameters to your function is not passing it correctly. How do you identify that? That is where the call stack will be very, very handy, because when you put your breakpoint, you will come to know which function called your function, and then you can check if your inputs are coming wrong, you go and fix the calling function so that your function works the way it is required to work. So that is where call stack will be very, very helpful. I hope the point is clear. You can see here add function is being called from on button clicked OK function, right? So I hope you understood all the concepts regarding the debug, call stack, trace, and watch variables. So I hope you are very clear with the comments concept. If you have any doubts or anything, please give me your comment so that I can clarify your comments. So next we will get into interview questions. So as I told, debugging is one of the most important aspect of programming, and you want to become a good developer, you have to have very good debugging skills. Obviously, you will get a lot of questions in your interviews, and whenever you ask the question, please ask questions on their debugging skills, right? Okay. Now let's see the questions. So what is a breakpoint? So breakpoint is an important debugging technique. It pauses the debugger execution and helps to debug the code, right? Next. Another question. I have a loop which executes 1000 times. I want to pass my execution when loop count is 500. How do I do that? So as we saw, it is possible to set a condition for the breakpoint, and in this particular condition you put the breakpoint that I equal to 500, then your breakpoint gets activated when I becomes 500. Next question. So which debug tool is used to view the order in which the functions are called? Your options: output window, watch window, call stack, and breakpoint. And the answer is call stack. Next, which debug tool is used to view the values of the variables of interest? And the options are output window, watch window, call stack, and breakpoint. The answer is watch window. Next question. Trace works only in debug version, only in release version, both debug and release version, and trace is not supported in VC++ MFC. The answer is only in debug version. So if you change your mode to release version, you will not see any of those trace statements. So this is an assignment for you. So change the debug to release and see if you put the trace statements, they are visible or not in your output window. Next question. What build to be released to client? The answer is you have to release always the release build. Okay. So that's all I have, folks. So please, if you like the video, please like it, share it, comment it. I am sure this is a must-watch video for any programmer, especially those who are still students, who are doing their engineering, MCA, whatever, who wants to find a career in software programming, and also those who are just new to software developer role. I'm sure it also gives lot of insights, inputs to anybody, and you can use the interview questions to prepare yourself and also to find the right candidates for you. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed, and click on the bell icon to get the notification. I'm going to put a lot of videos on such useful topics. So thank you so much for watching. That's all we have, and see you again in the next session of the video. Take care. Bye bye.